Welcome back and prepare to be bedazzled, because today I'm going to be shedding light on what to expect from the Mattel DC Multiverse action figure line in 2026. So how will the Mattel DC Multiverse action figure line compare and contrast to the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse action figure line? Without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to demystify and answer to that inquiry right here, right now. I extrapolate that in 2026, Mattel will churn out DC Multiverse action figures that are subsumed under a 1/12 action figure scale. Furthermore, I also extrapolate that the 6-inch Mattel DC Multiverse action figures will command steep, staggering, exorbitant, lofty, and premium retail prices that are higher relative to the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse action figures that are around 6 inches tall. I also presume that the character roster of fantasy genre DC Multiverse characters will not be as sizable in the Mattel DC Multiverse action figure line in the 2020s relative to the character roster of fantasy genre DC Multiverse characters that are subsumed under the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse action figure line. Furthermore, I also forecast that the Mattel DC Multiverse action figures will not be tantamount to the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse action figures on any facet. In other words, succinctly stated, their sculpt, shadings, textures, aesthetics, accessories, and details will not be commensurate to those of the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse action figures. So, even though the DC Multiverse has a sizable pantheon of fantasy genre characters, under the axiom that Mattel will not churn out as many action figures of DC Multiverse characters in the 2020s relative to the volume of action figures that McFarlane Toys churned out of DC Multiverse characters in the 2020s. So McFarlane Toys is slated to lose a license to produce DC Multiverse action figures in 2026, and it's going to be transferred to Mattel, which will furnish Mattel with the capability to churn out DC Multiverse action figures in the latter half of the 2020s after they have procured the DC Multiverse license from McFarlane Toys. So I'm disillusioned by the outcome of what the DC Multiverse action figure line can potentially regress into. I would prefer if the DC Multiverse action figure line can be significantly augmented in all facets. I'd prefer if it could be ameliorated. But the outcome of the DC Multiverse line being enhanced is an apt to transpire, since the Mattel DC Multiverse action figures that are preordained to be released in the 2020s are apt to be tantamount to the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse action figures in any facet. I hope that you're enthralled, bedazzled, regaled, captivated, mesmerized, amused, and fascinated. I hope that you're entrenched in the underlight epicness. Thanks for watching. Have a blissful day.